Have you ever asked yourself, after turning 70, how much precious time do we really have left? Every year at this age seems to carry more meaning than ever before. And while no one can say exactly how much time they have left, your body quietly and subtly may already be sending you important signals about your longevity. There are some people in their 70s who remain sharp, full of energy, and live with a bright, optimistic spirit. On the other hand, many begin to feel weaker, slower, or notice their health gradually declining. So what causes this difference? The answer lies in a few specific signs, signals that science has shown can offer some insight into how many healthy years might still lie ahead. In today's video, I'll be sharing 7 key indicators confirmed by researchers and medical experts that can help reflect both your lifespan and the quality of life you may experience as a senior. These aren't myths or old wives' tales. Each sign is backed by real-world studies involving people who live long, healthy, and vibrant lives. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer picture of your own body, and more importantly, you'll understand how to actively adjust your lifestyle to live longer, stay stronger, and feel better in the years to come. But before we dive into the core of today's content, if you find this topic helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. It motivates me to keep creating and sharing valuable information for the senior community. And if you haven't already, make sure to click subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Also, if you truly find this video helpful, please leave a comment with the number 1. But if you think the content needs improvement, feel free to type 0. Your feedback helps me get better every day. Now let's start with the very first sign, a seemingly simple one, yet surprisingly powerful in predicting longevity: your walking speed. When it comes to predicting lifespan, most people think of genetics, diet, or medical history. And yes, those are certainly important. But there's one factor that seems small yet has a stronger link to longevity than you might expect: your walking speed. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But multiple studies have shown that seniors who maintain a steady pace, moderate to fast, tend to live longer and enjoy better overall quality of life. Walking speed isn't just about how fast you can move. It reflects many internal systems: your muscle strength, joint flexibility, cardiovascular function, and even mental sharpness. In other words, how quickly you walk doesn't just say something about your physical health, it paints a broader picture of your overall well-being. Picture 2 men, Joe and Frank, both 75 years old. But the way they walk tells 2 completely different stories about aging and health. Joe starts every morning with a brisk walk around the neighborhood. His stride is strong, steady, and confident. He stands tall, eyes forward, and doesn't hesitate to climb stairs or cross busy streets. Watching Joe move, you'd think he was younger than his actual age, full of life and vitality. He almost never complains of fatigue or needs to stop and rest. Now, what about Frank? Frank used to be quite active too, but over the past few years, his pace has slowed noticeably. His steps have become shorter, less consistent, and lack rhythm. After just a few hundred steps, he begins to feel winded. He avoids stairs whenever possible. Even short walks require frequent breaks. Sometimes Frank even feels wobbly, like he might lose his balance at any moment. From the outside, the only difference may seem like walking speed and stability. But on the inside, these are critical signs of how the body is functioning. Joe is likely still mobile because his muscles remain strong, his blood circulates well, his joints are flexible, and his nervous system continues to function smoothly. In contrast, Frank may be dealing with more serious issues like muscle loss, poor circulation, joint degeneration, or even neurological conditions such as early-stage dementia or Parkinson's disease. Walking speed isn't just about slowing down with age. Sometimes it's an early warning sign of deeper, more dangerous changes in your overall health. As your legs weaken, your balance and stamina begin to fade. And that can lead to a downward spiral. The less you walk, the weaker your body becomes, and your health declines faster, often without you realizing it. But here's the good news. This is something you can improve. If you've noticed yourself slowing down lately, don't ignore it or assume it's just part of getting old. Instead, consider it your signal to take action. Start with small, consistent changes. Walk around your house, your yard, or take a few laps at a nearby park. If you're not strong enough yet, begin with short distances inside your home. You can also try gentle exercises that help build leg strength, improve balance, and increase flexibility. For example, practice sitting down and standing up from a chair. Take the stairs instead of the elevator when possible. Stretch your legs while watching TV. Or simply stand up and walk around every 30 minutes instead of sitting for too long. These small habits, if done consistently, can help you maintain a steady step, avoid falls, and extend your ability to move independently. And above all, remember this: the way you walk through life, fast or slow, doesn't just reflect your age. It reflects the health and vitality within you. So never underestimate your walking speed. Take care of it like a precious health marker, because it may very well determine how many more years of strength, freedom, and well-being you still have ahead. Have you ever paid attention to your walking speed and your grip strength? You might be surprised to learn that these two seemingly minor factors can actually say a great deal about your lifespan. We've already seen how a confident walking pace is linked to longer life and better living. Now let's talk about the second crucial sign, something you use every day, but rarely think about: the strength of your hands. It may sound simple, but grip strength is recognized by scientists as one of the most reliable indicators of overall health in older adults. A firm handshake doesn't just show friendliness, it reflects your muscle health, blood circulation, and nervous system function. People with strong grip strength typically have stable muscle mass, efficient blood flow, and well-functioning nerves. These are all vital components that help you stay independent, mobile, and injury-free as you age. Now meet Robert, 78 years old, a shining example of vitality in later life. He takes pride in his firm handshake, not just as a social gesture, but as proof of the active lifestyle he's maintained over the years. Every week, he lifts light weights, goes for walks, tends to his garden, and doesn't hesitate to carry heavy things when needed. Tasks like opening jars, carrying grocery bags, or lifting household items are no big deal for him. On the other hand, Walter, also 78, tells a different story. Lately, Walter has noticed that opening a jar has become harder. His grip on his briefcase feels weaker, and lifting anything heavy tires his hands out much faster than before. At first, he just chalked it up to aging and figured it was normal. But the reality is far more complex. A weakening grip is a quiet warning that your muscle mass is gradually decreasing. If left unchecked, this decline can lead to weakness, increased risk of falls, and even a shortened lifespan. When your hands start to lose strength, it's often a sign that other muscle groups throughout your body are also beginning to weaken, starting a domino effect of physical decline. You might be thinking, isn't getting weaker just part of aging? But the truth is, not everyone ages the same way, and weakness is not something you have to simply accept. The strength in your hands, especially your grip, can absolutely be improved, just like you can train your leg or back muscles. If you've started to notice difficulty holding on to objects, or your hands tire out more quickly than before, that's your cue to act. Start with simple daily exercises at home, such as squeezing and releasing a rubber ball multiple times a day, using small hand weights or resistance bands, performing hand clenching or wrist rotation movements to improve flexibility. No matter your age, maintaining hand strength isn't just about opening stubborn jars. It's about preserving your independence, preventing falls, and boosting your longevity in the most natural way possible. And here's the great news: muscle loss is not irreversible. You can start improving it today. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. The simplest exercises done consistently at home can lead to surprisingly powerful results. For instance, squeezing and releasing a tennis ball, using a hand gripper device for resistance training, rotating your wrists with a small water bottle or light dumbbell, carrying manageable weights like grocery bags or doing household chores. Even daily activities like gardening, washing dishes, or cleaning the house, if done intentionally and regularly, can help keep your hands and related muscle groups strong. The key here is consistency. You don't need to work out intensely, just regularly. A little bit each day over time creates noticeable change. So right now, take a moment to check in with yourself. Does your handshake still feel as firm as it did a few years ago? Have simple tasks like opening a jar or lifting household items started to feel more difficult? If you've noticed weakness in these seemingly small areas, don't ignore it. It's a sign that you might be gradually losing part of your independence. Because the truth is, your ability to grip and hold on to things today may reflect how well you'll hold on to your freedom, autonomy, and quality of life in the years ahead. And if you're still here watching this video with me, leave a comment with the number 1 so I know you're still on this journey. That simple gesture will be a huge motivation for me to keep creating more helpful content like this. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time with me. Now let's move on to sign 3, an often overlooked factor that plays a huge role in extending your lifespan, your ability to maintain balance. Balance, it sounds simple, but once it's lost, you realize just how precious it really is. Many people assume that being strong or flexible is enough, but in reality, good balance is a quiet protector, one that shields you from a wide range of serious risks. In fact, studies show that simply being able to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds may seem simple, but it can reveal a great deal about your brain, health, nervous system, muscle coordination, and even your future risk of mortality. People who struggle with balance are more likely to fall and suffer fractures. But that's not all. They also face a higher risk of cognitive decline, memory loss, neurological disorders, and emotional instability. To understand this more clearly, let's look at the stories of 2 women, Carol and Nancy, both in their early 70s. Carol has always prioritized movement. Every day she takes walks, practices yoga, and spends a few minutes doing balance exercises. When she stands on one leg, she holds the position firmly and confidently, as if her body and mind are working in perfect harmony. Nancy, on the other hand, doesn't have any major health issues, but she often struggles with balance. She wobbles when changing clothes or loses her footing when stepping over small curbs. This has slowly chipped away at her confidence, making her more hesitant to stay active. The difference here isn't about age, it's about daily habits and taking an active role in caring for your body. Nancy, a kind 73-year-old woman, had never considered balance to be that important. For years, she paid little attention to standing steadily, but when she finally challenged herself with a simple test standing on one foot, she was shocked by the result. Just a few seconds after lifting one foot off the ground, her body began to sway. The unsteady feeling forced her to grab onto a nearby chair to avoid falling. At first glance, you might think, that doesn't sound so serious. Don't all older folks get a little wobbly? But the truth is far more serious. Poor balance is not just an inevitable part of aging, it's your body's clear distress signal. When balance starts to decline, it often brings a chain reaction of problems. Weakening muscles, especially in the lower body. Slower reflexes, making it easier to trip when turning or changing direction suddenly. Decline in brain function, particularly in areas responsible for movement and hand-foot coordination. All of these combined increase the risk of serious falls, and for older adults, one fall can lead to a fracture, a lengthy hospital stay, or even the loss of independence altogether. So why does our balance decline as we age? The answer lies in the complex connection between your muscles, nervous system, and brain. As you grow older, your muscles weaken, your joints become less flexible, and the inner ear, which plays a key role in balance, also starts to deteriorate. But the cause isn't just internal. A sedentary lifestyle, weak core muscles, and even the side effects of certain medications can all make you more prone to losing your balance. The good news is balance can be trained and improved. If you've noticed yourself stumbling more often, needing to hold onto walls when turning, or finding it hard to stay steady while dressing, now is not the time to wait. It's time to take action. You don't need intense workouts. Just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. Practice standing on one leg for 10 to 15 seconds on each side. Walk in a straight line, placing your heel directly in front of your toes, with each step like walking on a tightrope. Try gentle movement practices like yoga or Tai Chi, both of which strengthen coordination and full body balance. These small yet powerful exercises help strengthen your core and legs, improve coordination, and even support better brain function. Want to give it a try right now? Stand up, lift one foot off the ground, and try holding it for 10 seconds. If you find yourself needing to grab onto something for support, don't feel discouraged. That's not a failure. It's a gentle reminder that your body needs more training and care. And the earlier you begin, the better your chances are of staying independent, flexible, and safe in the years to come. Let's move on to something that might seem ordinary, but is actually one of the most important golden keys to healthy aging after 70 sleep. Many people think of sleep as nothing more than how many hours they get or whether they wake up tired. But in reality, sleep is an essential recovery period that your body deeply relies on. While you're sleeping, your body doesn't just rest, it actively repairs damaged cells, balances hormones, restores immune function, and most importantly, cleanses your brain. During deep sleep, your brain flushes out toxins that build up during the day, helping you stay mentally sharp and retain your memory. That's why older adults who consistently get quality sleep often live longer, stay more alert, and have stronger immunity. Let's look at two men of the same age, Henry and Bill, to see how sleep can make all the difference. Henry, now 76, sticks to a regular bedtime routine. He goes to bed at the same time every night, gets a consistent 7 hours of sleep, and wakes up feeling refreshed and energized. As a result, his body runs on a steady biological rhythm. His liver, kidneys, heart, and brain all receive the nightly maintenance they need. Henry is not only mentally sharp and active, he also feels full of life all day long. Bill, on the other hand, is a clear example of how poor sleep can rapidly damage your health. Bill struggles with insomnia. Some nights he tosses and turns for hours before falling asleep. Other nights he wakes up 2 or 3 times and can't fall back asleep. Some nights he only manages 4 to 5 hours total. As a result, he feels forgetful, constantly tired, easily irritated, and mentally foggy during the day. His blood pressure has become unstable, he's more prone to getting sick, and his reaction time has noticeably slowed down. At first, Bill assumed this was just part of getting older. But in truth, these symptoms were a direct result of long-term sleep disruption. If you often find yourself struggling to fall asleep, waking up frequently during the night, or waking up after a full night's sleep still feeling exhausted, then your body is trying to tell you something's not right, and it's time to listen. Poor sleep can be caused by many different factors: chronic stress, diets high in sugar or caffeine, lack of physical activity or not enough sunlight, conditions like sleep apnea or undiagnosed health issues. If left untreated, sleep problems won't just make you tired, they can accelerate aging and increase your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's. The good news: you can absolutely reclaim deep restorative sleep even after 70 by starting with just a few small changes. In the next part, I'll share simple, natural strategies you can try tonight to improve your sleep, from small habit shifts to gentle bedtime exercises. Did you know that simply adjusting a few small habits before bedtime can significantly improve your sleep and even your long-term health? Sleep isn't just about rest. It's the time when your body quietly heals, restores energy, and resets your internal balance. And the amazing part is, you don't need sleeping pills to get a good night's rest. Instead, start with a few simple yet powerful changes. Cut back on screen time before bed. The blue light from phones and tablets can suppress melatonin, the hormone that helps you feel naturally sleepy. Try turning off all devices at least 1 hour before bedtime. Create a calming bedtime routine. This could be reading a few pages of a book, listening to soft music, or practicing a few minutes of quiet meditation. Over time, your body learns that this is the signal that it's time to rest. Get morning sunlight. Natural light helps reset your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep at night and feel more awake during the day. Avoid common sleep disruptors like eating dinner too late, consuming too much caffeine, or drinking alcohol right before bed. Optimize your sleep environment. A cool, dark, and quiet room is the ideal setting for deeper, more restful sleep. Don't underestimate these small adjustments. When done consistently, they can create a major shift in your overall health and even extend your lifespan. If you find yourself sleeping less, waking up during the night, or feeling constantly exhausted even after sleeping, those are clear signals that it's time to reevaluate your sleep quality. Your future health depends a great deal on how you sleep today. And if you're still here with me watching this video, leave a comment with the number 2 so I know you're still following along. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. Now let's move on to sign 5, your eating habits, one of the strongest predictors of longevity after age 70. The way you eat doesn't just affect your weight, it influences your muscle strength, immune system, memory, and even your mood every single day. Let's look at the story of 2 women, Margaret and Susan, both 74 years old. Margaret is a true food lover. Every day she takes the time to prepare fresh, balanced meals filled with leafy greens, colorful fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains. For her, mealtime isn't just about getting full, it's a joyful experience, a way to nourish both her body and spirit. As a result, Margaret maintains a healthy weight, stays energized throughout the day, and keeps her mind sharp and alert. Her consistent nutrition not only helps preserve her muscle mass, but also supports her metabolism and brain function, key elements that allow her to stay healthy, independent, and happy. Susan, also 74, has unknowingly fallen into a more troubling eating pattern. Over the past year, she started skipping meals. She doesn't feel hungry the way she used to, and sometimes she just snacks on packaged low-nutrient foods. At first she thought, well, I'm older now, I probably don't need to eat as much, but in reality, her body began losing weight unintentionally, and her energy levels have slowly faded away. What Susan didn't realize is that a loss of appetite skipping meals, or simply eating less than usual at her age, could actually be a serious warning sign. It's not just about taste, it may indicate that her body isn't getting enough nutrients to sustain good health. Over time, if left unaddressed, this can lead to loss of muscle mass, osteoporosis, metabolic imbalances, a weakened immune system, all of which make the body more vulnerable to illness, slower to recover, and significantly more at risk of falling. So what causes older adults like Susan to suddenly eat less? There are many possible reasons: hormonal and digestive changes with age, side effects from medications, dental or oral health issues, or even early signs of memory loss or depression. When the body isn't receiving enough fuel or nutrients, it begins to feed on itself, breaking down muscle tissue to generate energy, which results in overall physical decline. On top of that, poor nutrition directly impacts brain function, leading to increased forgetfulness, lack of focus, and lower emotional resilience. If you've noticed that you're eating less, feeling full quickly, losing interest in food, or losing weight without trying, don't ignore it. These may be your body's way of asking for help. It's time to reassess your diet and start caring for your health more intentionally. Eating after 70 isn't just about staying alive, it's about fueling your body to stay independent, strong, and joyful. So make it a priority to choose nutrient-rich, easy-to-digest foods, such as lean proteins, like chicken, fish, and eggs, fiber-rich vegetables, healthy fats from avocado and nuts, whole grains, and don't forget to drink plenty of water every day. Dehydration can also dull your appetite, making you want to eat even less. If meals have started to feel dull or boring, try bringing some excitement back to your plate. Cook meals you genuinely enjoy. Try a new recipe or ingredient. Invite a friend or family member to eat with you. Break large meals into smaller portions throughout the day, and most importantly, listen to your body. If changes in your appetite or weight continue, or you're losing weight for no clear reason, see a doctor. It's always better to catch issues early and find the right solution. The way you nourish your body today, whether it's a simple breakfast or a warm, satisfying dinner, plays a major role in how long you'll stay strong, active, and self-sufficient in the future. So take a moment to ask yourself honestly, do you still look forward to your meals each day? Are you giving your body enough nutrients to truly thrive? Or have you started noticing yourself eating less and feeling more fatigued? Just by paying attention to your daily eating habits, you can learn a lot about your current health and take proactive steps toward a healthier, longer life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, leave a comment with the number 3 below to let me know you're still listening. I truly appreciate your valuable time. Now let's move into sign 6, a factor that often goes unnoticed, but has a huge impact on your longevity: how you handle stress and pressure. After 70, life doesn't stop presenting challenges, unexpected health issues, rising expenses, family tensions, or the loneliness that comes when children are busy and old friends slowly fade away. How you respond to these challenges says a lot about both your physical and mental well-being. It's no coincidence that research shows chronic stress can weaken the immune system, raise your risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, and even stroke. Stress also causes ongoing inflammation at the cellular level, speeding up aging and shortening lifespan. But here's the good news. Those who know how to cope with stress in healthy ways tend to live longer, stay healthier, and remain mentally sharper. They don't let themselves be consumed by worry for too long. Instead, they practice staying calm, focus on finding solutions instead of complaining, and direct their attention to what they can control rather than dwelling on what they can't. Let's look at 2 men, John and Richard, both 76 years old. Both face the common challenges of aging, illness, financial concerns, and family conflict. But the way they respond couldn't be more different. John has learned to face difficulties with composure. When something goes wrong, he doesn't panic. He takes a deep breath, thinks things through, and then acts. Every day he walks outside, practices light meditation, and keeps in touch with family and friends to ease emotional tension. Most importantly, John doesn't try to control what's beyond his reach. He lets go, and in doing so gives his mind space to breathe. Richard, however, has a very different way of dealing with stress. For him, even small things during the day can become heavy burdens. A missed phone call, a confusing remark from someone, these can keep him up all night. Richard often replays negative moments in his head as if he just can't let them go. He struggles to sleep, loses patience easily, and becomes irritable with those around him. Over time, his emotions began taking a toll on his body. His blood pressure spiked, his sleep became erratic, and each day started feeling heavier mentally and physically. Stress, when it becomes chronic, is no longer just a mental or emotional issue. It becomes a root cause of many health problems in old age. Studies have confirmed that long-term stress leads to chronic inflammation, which underlies nearly every major age-related illness from Alzheimer's and hypertension to diabetes. Not only does it make you more vulnerable to illness, but it also weakens your body's ability to recover from things like fall surgeries or prolonged illness. So the real question isn't, do you have stress? It's, how do you respond to it? Ask yourself, when things don't go your way, can you take a deep breath and calmly look for a solution? Or do you often find yourself stuck in a cycle of worry, frustration, and anger? The good news is managing stress isn't something you were born knowing how to do. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned. You can start with small but effective steps. Take slow, deep breaths for 1 to 2 minutes whenever you feel mentally overwhelmed. Keep a journal and write down a few things you're grateful for each day. Engage in light physical activity like walking, stretching, or simple breathing exercises. Try meditation or prayer to help bring calmness and clarity. And don't forget, hearty laugh is one of the best natural stress relievers. Another key element, social connection. Having someone to talk to, a loved one to share with, or even just a cup of tea with a friend can help you see life from a gentler, more hopeful perspective. If you found this part helpful, leave a comment with the number 6 to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't clicked subscribe yet, now's the time so you won't miss future videos on health and longevity. Now let's move on to sign 7 and one of the most powerful predictors of long life. After 70, your social relationships. Friendship, family bonds, and emotional connections don't just bring joy, they can help you live longer and healthier. Long-term studies have shown that seniors who maintain close relationships, whether with grandchildren, friends, or neighbors, tend to have stronger immune systems, sharper memory, and lower rates of chronic illness. Those who stay socially engaged with loved ones, communities, or even casual circles have one major thing in common. They tend to live longer, feel healthier, and experience life as more meaningful. On the other hand, isolation and loneliness are often called the silent killers of senior health. Numerous studies have linked poor social connection to higher risks of heart disease, high blood pressure, depression, cognitive decline, and even premature death. Let's look at 2 78-year-old women. Eleanor and Barbara, to see this contrast more clearly. Eleanor has always valued the people in her life. She regularly calls up her high school friends, attends weekly book club meetings, and never misses a chance to volunteer at the local community center. She's also very close to her family, frequently visiting her children and grandchildren, sharing dinners with neighbors, and always feeling loved and needed. That sense of belonging gives Eleanor a reason to stay active and optimistic every single day. Barbara's story is different. After losing her husband, she slowly withdrew from social life. Although her family loves her deeply, she often hesitates to call them, afraid of being a bother. Her old friends stopped reaching out, and gradually she found herself spending most of her days alone in a quiet, familiar, but increasingly lonely home. As her social interactions decreased, so did her energy. She began to feel more fatigued, lost interest in meals, and her physical health started to decline. Human connection isn't just a source of happiness, it's a fundamental part of our health. Social engagement stimulates the brain, reduces stress levels, and even helps lower inflammation in the body. One of the key factors in preventing aging and disease. Simple moments like a meaningful conversation, a warm hug, or a family gathering can reignite the spark of life within you. So if you've noticed yourself withdrawing, avoiding social contact, or feeling persistently lonely, this might be the perfect time to take action and reconnect. So, You don't need to surround yourself with a crowd. What truly matters is quality, not quantity. Even one deep, meaningful relationship can nourish your soul. Try this. Call an old friend, join a small class or community club, volunteer at a church senior center or neighborhood group, or simply spend a few minutes each day chatting with your children or grandchildren. Connection isn't a luxury. It's a vital need for both your mind and body. So take that first brave step today. Make a phone call, send a message, or show up to a gathering. You might be surprised by how much it can change your life. Now you've just walked with me through 7 powerful signs that can help predict your longevity after age 70. Take a moment to reflect. Which one stood out to you the most? Was it the speed of your walk, a reflection of your life force, or the strength of your handshake, a symbol of independence and muscular health? Maybe it was the importance of social connection, where we find meaning, love, and purpose. Each of these signs is an opportunity, a chance to take control even in the smallest ways. You don't have to do everything at once. Just start with one step, one small habit, one new action. And now I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which one will you start with? Walking more each day, going to bed on time, reaching out to a loved one you've lost touch with. The journey to living long and living well begins with simple, meaningful choices made today. If you found this video helpful, please hit like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.